Top 10 Most Terrifying Gaming Moments. Prepare yourself to confront any fears in the realm of gaming. We've created a list of the top 10 terrifying gaming moments, from heart-pounding jump scares to spine-chilling conflicts. You will be terrified as you move through haunted mansions, abandoned asylums, and other scary locations in these spine-tingling encounters. As we explore the terrifying realms of virtual reality, dim the lights, put on your headphones, and get ready for the ultimate thrill experience. Are you prepared to quake in terror and scream? Let's get started with the list of the scariest gaming situations ever. 10. Fast Zombies at Ravenholm. Half-Life 2. One of the best playable chapters in the Half-Life games occurred in the zombie-infested town of Ravenholm. The Half-Life games have always excelled at bringing new gameplay mechanics or opponent threats within each playable chapter. There is a point in the game where the player is stuck on a rooftop while waiting for a delayed lift to take them to the top level, and a strange, horrifying scream can be heard in the background. Valve felt it would be preferable to develop a new opponent type not seen in any previous Half-Life games, the Quick Zombie, as a result of the tedious lift procedure. The eager zombies were unlike anything Half-Life 2 had ever anticipated from players, and they were not simply terrifying to look at. That lift's eventual ascent to the top floor seemed to take an eternity, while the player was stuck on the rooftop listening to horrifying howling noises, grotesque gargling noises, and hearing the pipes attached to the building's structure rumble. 9. The Mirror Room. Silent Hill 3. The haunted mirror in Silent Hill 3 was among the most horrifying and surreal scenes in the original Silent Hill trilogy. Heather can enter a certain storage room in the nightmare rendition of Brookhaven Hospital, but as soon as she does, the ambient noise transforms into a pounding pulse. While gazing into the mirror, the player will start to notice what appears to be blood vessels crawling all over the floor in the reflection, which first enters a wash basin before bursting out into the outside world. When Heather is finally killed, the room is filled with what looks to be morphing flesh and blood. The door leading out is closed, and her reflection in the mirror freezes in place. It's one of the series' most chilling scenes, and fans of Silent Hill won't soon forget it. 8. The Ladder. Fear. Some scary games provide you with few weapons, which intensifies the scenarios. Fear shakes things by allowing you to dispatch innumerable super soldiers, but it frequently reminds you that no weapon can shield you from genuine dread. Early on, players see hallucinations and shadowy entities scurrying just out of shot that no amount of gunfire or quick reflexes can stop. The scariest part of Fear is when you're ascending a seemingly unimportant ladder and suddenly find Alma, the series' famously unsettling young girl, standing right in front of you. The player is powerless during this incident because they are on the ladder. While they desperately slide down to retake control, they hardly see another ghost approaching them on the catwalk below. 7. Tentacle Attack. Dead Space. What about Dread? It's one thing to program a good jump scare. Dread might be a harder atmosphere to create, but Dead Space managed it with only one cruel tentacle and a hole in the side of a spacecraft. Yes, the player is immediately alert the first time they pass the hole. But what happens if nothing emerges the second time? Perhaps the seventh. The hole fades into the backdrop as Isaac repeatedly retraces his steps while attempting to fix Ishimura. The player is exposed to a horrific quick-time event until the Jack-in-the-Box eventually POPs, at which point they must make several accurate shots or risk becoming Thulu food. 6. The Nightmare Alley. Silent Hill. The way Silent Hill's initial few minutes exploit almost every facet of gameplay to increase the suspense gradually is a masterpiece in game design. Thick fog obscures the surroundings. The only noises are a low electronic hum and your footsteps. Silent Hill's camera suddenly gets more dynamic as protagonist Harry Mason follows a phantom apparition through an alley, swooping down low then creeping back up again as though from the point of view of somebody observing. Your surroundings mysteriously get darker. The walls around you are made of blood-spattered rusty metal, and dead bodies are lying everywhere. Knife-wielding beasts begin to close in as a distant siren blares. Although initially awkward, the controls now emphasize how virtually difficult it is to combat these monsters, and that there is no way out. And the first 5 minutes are all that. 5. The Xenomorph can hear you. Alien Isolation. Get ready to experience the horrific world of Alien Isolation at the edge of your seat. The Xenomorph is not merely a mindless threat to be avoided in this survival horror game. Rather, it is a highly clever entity that can hear you. This raises the game's anxiety and tension to a whole new level. Horror flicks and sci-fi movies have never been the same since the infant Xenomorph ripped through Kane's chest in the carnage of the Nostromo. Alien Isolation wasn't as groundbreaking as the original Alien movie, but it was the first Alien game to recreate the survival horror core of the original properly. Additionally, the player had to perfect quiet and evasion to live in Sevastopol. While a locker may shield the player from the Xenomorph's predatory stare, a loud breath, or joyful cheer, from the safety of your terrestrial sofa, after escaping a close call may, if it is loud enough, result in an unexpected head bite and cause the player to respawn. But how is it that the extraterrestrial heard you at all? It is listening via the controller mic, and the game's early fatalities, which occur when the Xeno reappears just as you thought you were safe, are among the terrifying scares, at least until the player realizes they are bugged and must remain silent to survive. The gameplay in Alien Isolation is made more horrifying and realistic by the Xenomorph's hearing capacity. Can you outwit the alien and make it through this terrifying experience? This terrible beast lurking in the shadows will round off our list of the scariest gaming experiences. 4. Meeting the Licker, Resident Evil 2. In Resident Evil 2, the build-up to your first encounter with a Licker gives you a clear indication of what to expect. Early in your visit to the Raccoon City police station, you come upon a body and are informed that its head is gone. It was twisted off. It's terrible enough when the Licker appears in the cutscene on the ceiling with all of its brains, fangs, and tongue. What's worse is when it falls from the ceiling and you're left facing it at an awkward fixed angle with just a few rounds. 3. Lisa attacks PT. The best part about PT is how everything gradually builds up to this terrifying moment. While the home's interior seems eerie and dimly lighted, the layout is too straight to give the impression that a gloomy corner is about to spring out at you. However, as you follow PT's loops through the house's hallways, things become slightly more unsettling each time, and the tension builds. Eventually, you need the barely audible command to look behind you, and you come face to face with Lisa. Don't yell, please. 2. T-Rex Attack Tomb Raider. The Tomb Raider series strongly focuses on the fantastical and the paranormal, even if it is not a typical horror series. Over the years, this has resulted in its fair share of jump scares. However, the T-Rex's presence in the Lost Valley level of the 1996 original was unmatched. Things are about to get prehistoric, so hold on to your hats. Players in the renowned video game Tomb Raider face a gigantic T-Rex in a frantic confrontation. Navigating through a dangerous jungle full of prehistoric monsters in this exciting gaming moment is not for the weak of the heart. You'll have to use your cunning, agility, and weaponry to survive this epic battle as the ground trembles beneath your feet, and the T-Rex lunges at you with its powerful jaws open. The T-Rex's immense size and might are mesmerizing, and the adrenaline rush you feel as you avoid its strikes and attempt to flee is a remarkable gaming experience. The T-Rex intensifies its threat and pursues with the tenacity with each roar and each step. The anxiety is real as you strive to outwit this prehistoric predator and avoid its deadly teeth. You'll be on the tip of your seat, holding your controller with white knuckles, as the adrenaline-fueled exhilaration of this gaming moment grips you. 1. The Lecture Building, Bloodborne. As we enter the twisted and terrible world of Bloodborne, be ready to be chilled to the bone. The Lecture Building stands out among the numerous horrific places in this gothic horror game as a particularly terrifying gaming experience. This unassuming location is home to eldritch beasts and terrible secrets that will make your skin crawl. You'll encounter bizarre animals, alien abominations, and nightmare experiments as you go through the Lecture Building's maze-like hallways. The eerie soundtrack and the twisted, horrific graphics combine to produce a terrifying mood that is palpable. Your heart will accelerate, and all of your senses will be at their peak due to the lecture building's oppressive atmosphere. The unknown monsters lurking in the shadows will keep you on edge, forcing you to watch your back and second-guess every move continuously. Every movement you take might result in a horrifying surprise. You will experience horrors beyond comprehension and witness horrible crimes in the lecture building of Bloodborne. Can you endure the horrifying nightmare that lies ahead? With this eerie setting, let's continue our list of the scariest gaming memories. These game experiences have pushed players to their boundaries and provided life-changing events, whether surviving encounters with terrifying animals, dealing with psychological terror, or surviving scary situations. We hope you have liked this exploration of the scariest video game scenes. Did the list include your favorite moment? Tell us in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to receive more exciting stuff. We appreciate you being here, and be sure to keep the lights on and have your controllers ready for the upcoming spooky adventure.